Hi, I felt like I had to make a video about this because boy, did I have one sneak up on me. I know that the things I do that are not sharing cards are not all that popular, but I'm going to keep doing them because if they help even one person have things go a little smoother, then it's worth it. So I have been on a wild ride, I guess you would say. A few years of isolation intended to bring about transformation, and now I'm in the stage of purging, which makes my nose itch. Ugh. Purging. I have had so much stuff come up for me to look at and let myself feel and then release. Don't forget the release part, you guys. You're not supposed to bring it up, look at it, and tuck it back in the closet. Feel what you need to feel, and then get rid of it so it doesn't come up again. It'll be back if you don't dispose of it, and dispose of it with love. Now, so the reason I'm telling you this is that roller coaster has been extremely painful to ride. And then today, this smack upside the head realization that has to do with me finding, finally, after all these years, my authenticity. I have said it many times. I'm weird. I'm eccentric, I'm strange, I'm quirky. I have described myself in those kinds of terms for a while now. And I have become okay with being so different and not being accepted by a whole lot of people. It just is what it is. So as to being embarrassed by being different or strange, I've kind of gotten over that. Now, spirit, you know how tricky spirit is. Yesterday, I had something come through which seemed to be the divine inspiration that I've been hearing is coming. And, of course, I thought, could this really be it? I pulled some yes, no tarot cards 3 times. Yes, this was divine inspiration. Now, what made me reluctant to believe it is that the divine inspiration included a collaboration between me and my twin flame, who may or may not talk to me still. We're at that place. I thought, really? Because it was the kind of thing I would expect for me, accepting my weirdness, and not the kind of thing that he would probably think was so cool. So I messaged. I didn't tell him about what the inspiration was, but I asked him if he believes in divine inspiration. And I didn't hear from him. As the hours went by of not hearing from him, which is totally to be expected as an option, I started to realize that I was afraid to talk to him anyway. So if he didn't answer, it was okay. Then I thought, why would I be afraid to talk to him? Oh, yeah, because, this is an odd idea. It would have to be divinely inspired because I would never think of it on my own. Yeah, I guess I am afraid to talk to him because he's going to think it's stupid. And he's going to think I made it up. And, it's just going to be a disaster, a train wreck. So, yeah, the fact that he hasn't answered me is just fine. I had to look at that a little closer because this is purging season after all. And I realized that there was a very deeply rooted and heretofore hidden fear that I have not faced in all these years. But especially since realizing I just have to be my authentic self, whether it's not for everyone or not. It's just who I have to be anymore. What I realized was I'm afraid I will embarrass my twin flame by being me. So, could be the obvious, the age difference, the declining looks, but more, it's who I am now. My authentic self is kind of out there. I don't hide that I'm out there. I'm very likely to be inappropriate in a lot of people's estimations. I speak the truth, whether it's popular or not. I mean, there's all kinds of ways when I'm authentic that I could embarrass him. So that was a pretty big one because, it's not just about him. He's here to trigger me, so I realize I have these fears. And so I wanted to make this video because if you have been working on being authentic and you realize you're pretty extra, as they say, you may be wondering, could you possibly let your real self out with anyone? Are you worried about being judged by being your authentic self? So you're considering just pretending you aren't this new you anymore? I didn't expect this, guys. And I really don't know what to do with it right now. I just had this realization. I haven't really figured out what my game plan is. Being ourselves is not always going to be easy, especially if we were made to be a little extra or a lot extra. We're probably used to people thinking that we don't fit in with them, but now we're down to who we really are. It could be seen as more of a rejection because before, the old versions weren't really us. Now it's really us. Are we going to let it get to us? That sometimes this us is going to be embarrassing to people. I suppose it's a good litmus test for who really likes us and who is just pretending. But that's a pretty big fear to have not faced, to have not realized. I wasn't even running away from it. I just had no fucking clue. So, about this purging stuff, can I just say, holy fucking smokes, this stuff is hard. I'll bet you agree if you're in it too. Hang in there. If it helps, you're not alone. We will get through this.